My name is Arran. I teach here at the place. I'm very happy to say that I teach contemporary dance, and I mainly work for the first year program in Module 1, right at the beginning of a student's experience here. I come from a cultural background in dance, so I first began moving through Capoeira from a young age, and then later I developed through hip-hop culture and that practice before I was introduced to European contemporary ideas and understandings of dance and other classical languages. Authenticity is at the heart of this practice. This idea of working from the inside outwards to find this real way of inhabiting your body and making movements. Physicality comes next. It's a big part of the cultures that I come from. Understanding your own unique body, how it works, and gaining these abilities to move. These are both like fundamental things that students are going to engage with across any of the contemporary techniques. We have so many different students coming together from all over the world, different levels of experience, different understandings of how we should approach dance. So finding this really stripped back and like neutral way of engaging helps us to just find that shared language right at the beginning of a course, to focus on what's important. And I would definitely say that the most like defining pedagogical characteristic of cultural-based dance is placing a focus on what we would call a community of practice. There's such an emphasis placed on your role within a community long term. What we're able to achieve in the room goes beyond the specific genres or styles, and I really believe that that's the place that contemporary dance is. And so working together in this way, in the first engagement of this school, I think that it really sets up students to be able to navigate all the different classes that they'll have in this school, and also have that really modern and personal perspective of what contemporary means to them. Often, it's not what you get out of dance, it's really what dance gets out of you. I think that in terms of a setback or something that I wasn't expecting was just how much dance would change who I am, and kind of just drawing out these different versions of myself that if I wasn't placed in an environment where I had to be engaging with totally different new ways of dancing and learning, that I might have never got to meet or even use these versions of myself. So it's the version of myself or the version of anyone that can really be brought out, I think is very unique to dance-based education. In a lot of ways, I really think that advice is overrated, you know? And I think that listening to yourself and your gut is one of the most important things we can do, not just as artists, but as people, as anyone. But I really like the idea of subscribing to long-term learning over short-term experience. This is something that happens a lot in this kind of singular approach to dance, or this focus on the event, the performance, the show, the exam. And really through cultural-based dance, this idea that this is a lifelong connection that you're going to have. I'm really excited about dance and what that means to like a young person's life, like the dream to dance, you know? Like this idea of somehow being able to make your way in life with nothing more than your raw materials. So when you say what excites me the most about dance-based education, it really is that, just kind of reinvigorating that feeling that, okay, no, this is really, really possible, and it's possible to do in an authentic way, a way that I'm able to use myself and kind of just lead with that as I take my steps forward. Oh, I guess it is exciting, but it's also kind of become this, I don't know, this thing in my life that I can't get away from in a good way, and that being a young teacher within institution, within this idea of higher education, it means a lot to me to represent the intellect and the pedagogy of cultures that might come from what we now call the global majority. Being able to be involved with not necessarily changing, but informing and contributing to, in a serious intellectual way, the ways in which we think we should educate people about their bodies, about their creativity. I come from a long line of people that believed in the same things that I do today, but their lives have moved on. They weren't given the same opportunities that I'm being given right now. And because of my connection and understanding to what cultural-based dance means and exists, It's hard to get away from that as a responsibility, but it's something that I'm really, really proud of. And I hope that anyone out there that has felt these feelings or shares these beliefs, that to educate yourself creatively and physically is one of the biggest gifts we can give, our young people today. I want them to know that I really cherish this responsibility, and I really hope that it comes across in the work that I do, in my mannerisms every day, everything down to the tone of my voice when I speak to you now. Like these are serious missions that people have been on for a long time without any recognition. And it's not about recognition, it's not about who I am, it really is about the intellect, the pedagogy of what these people, what these different cultures have to say. Just by the more Eurocentric style of education, just being open to the possibility of how that could change for the better, I think we're all better positioned to deal with the modern student, the environments that they inhabit, and to, again, go back to that idea of a dream, how to reignite that feeling that it is possible to make your way in the world creatively with nothing more than your raw materials.